do what we need to do so we can do something different after we get done. So with that being said, I'm going to ask Supervisor Montgomery, who will lead us in prayer this morning.
You will please bow your head. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you once again. We come as a board to do the business of Oktibbeha County. Dear Lord, thank you for all the blessings that Oktibbeha County has brought to each and every one of us that we can call home. Dear Heavenly Father, be with us through these storms. Be with the people down on the coast that are enduring this first hurricane. Dear Lord, be with them throughout that. Be with the little family, dear Lord, through their tragedy, through their loss. Be with that whole family and the friends that surround that family as well. Dear Heavenly Father, be with our military that are here in the state, in this country, who are activated because of these storms. And dear Lord, be with our military who fight abroad. Be with our state leaders, our national leaders, and each and every one of our local leaders as well. It's all these things and more that we do ask in your Son, Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Supervisor Montgomery. All right, we have an agenda, and we hope everybody has a copy of the agenda. We'll try to follow it as carefully as we can. Should there be any changes, we will let you know once we get to them. The first item of business is Certificate of Recognition for County Retirees. We have 3 retirees this morning that we want to recognize who have given a significant part of their lives serving the people here of Oktibbeha County. And we feel like it's more than fitting for us to recognize them at this time. We would like for Ms. Nora Galladay, Mr. Robert Elmore, and Mr. Tom Malone to come forward at this time.
That's what I'm talking
On behalf of the citizens of Oktibbeha County, we want to recognize and we want to thank you all for your service that you have rendered to Oktibbeha County. First of all, we want to present a certificate of recognition to Ms. Nora Galladay. We want to acknowledge your 23 years of service to Oktibbeha County. We congratulate you on your retirement, and we wish you well on your next phase of life.
Congratulations.
Also, we have Mr. Robert Elmore. We want to thank you for 32 years of service to Oktibbeha County. We congratulate you on your retirement, and we wish you well in your next phase of life. And certainly, we have Mr. Tom Malone. We want to acknowledge you for 26 years of service. And we congratulate you on your retirement, and we wish you well in your next phase of life. Did you get a picture, Mr.? Got it. Okay, good. Well,
81 years together. Thank y'all. 81 years of service.
We certainly appreciate you all service. You all are welcome here anytime. And we definitely want to see you as often as you want to see us. Thank you all very much. Okay, moving to our next part of our program, we have our citizen comment period. Are there any citizens here this morning that would like to approach the board for up to 3 minutes? You may do so at this time. Good morning. I see I have 2 hands. I'll acknowledge Ms. Rogers first. You may come forward at this time. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Ms. Rogers. Thank you all again for this opportunity. I just come to see that you would come up with any suggestion for me, any plan or anything.
Not to my knowledge, everything is still the same.
Am I on your agenda? Let me ask you that. I
No.
mean, as my recommendation down, that's what I'm asking.
Well, we don't have any. We didn't have you on the agenda today.
I
We
understand
just had
that.
citizen comment period.
Right.
But as far as I know, there's been no action taken on your report.
Okay, let me ask you this. Will any action be taken care? I mean, I just need to know. That's all I'm asking. Because to me, I'm wasting y'all time, y'all wasting my. You know, I came here with a recommendation, and y'all said you will try to come up with something. To me, it seemed like y'all just sweeping me under the rug. And if I'm not, I just need to know that I need to just pray to God. You know, only thing I'm saying to you, I'm not through. Man's law is cursed. I'm under y'all curse. God follows our curse. His law applies to all of us. What he does for one, he does for all. So that's what I'm saying to you. I will continue to pray and y'all will allow me to be on the comment, the citizen comment, I will be here until I get an answer.
We certainly appreciate
Okay, I
it.
would recommend is if there's any funds that I can get that y'all know anywhere, someone that probably could help me, if it's so, please recommend that to me. I'm just, right now, just asking for funds. There's nobody else seems like if I get some funds, get somebody to help me to do what I think I need to get done. Do y'all think this probably be a possibility?
Not to my knowledge.
I can't, we can't
Right,
answer that.
Attorney, just sometime I can just kind of talk to you, just to get peace of mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when would be a good time?
Do you still have my office number?
I think so.
You think so? Just let Tiffany, let her know who you are, make sure that she
You should give me a point.
get you an appointment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good day. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Peters, you come forward at this time. All right, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just here, it won't take me but a few minutes for what I have to say and do. I need to show you proof of a certified letter that we have gotten. We have been checked by the health department, we've been checked by the environmental in Jackson. We've even had people in our yard check and said they had, orders from Washington to check our system. And they did, and my husband had to cut a section out of the fifth, not the fifth, the field line, and he had it capped on both ends, and it still is, and I've given permission to dig county if they want to, wherever on my property, and see what is being done. If you are interested, you can get a copy of this agreement.
Would you mind if I run down and get a copy of this, ma'am?
I don't mind it.
Somebody can choose that. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Ms. Peters, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Whenever they capped the part off, that system was put in by a professional group or did somebody else, how did the system get put in?
The system was put in by, no. It was put in by professional
A
people.
professional.
Mhm.
And that is a field line that's been cut off up to the.
For some years. And if anybody wanna come and dig to see if they can find the section that was cut off and capped on both ends, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Peters.
You're very welcome.
Any questions for Ms. Peters while we're waiting on this? Get time.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Get some clarification.
Yes.
Well, it's good that you offered the opportunity for us to come and dig and,
Yeah.
see where it's kept.
You are welcome. I can't tell you exactly, but I can tell you approximately where it is.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're welcome to do that.
Thank you, Ms. Peters.
You're welcome.
Ms. Peters, have you ever had any problems with any drainage in front of your house?
What now?
Have you ever had any problems with the drainage in front of your house?
No.
So it's always flowed in the way that you perceive proceed than should.
Yes, I always thought, it's a little it's a little slower now because of the concrete, I don't know what to call it, that's in the ditch. So it's blocking some of the water.
We certainly appreciate you coming this
You're
morning.
welcome.
We'll take all that information under consideration.
Thank you so
You
much.
have a great day.
Mhm. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Mhm.
All right. Are there any more citizens here who would like to approach the board? You may do so at this time. Good morning, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. Key thing about what's going on nowadays is, there's a lot of rain going on. And I know y'all gonna be getting lots of calls about storm and everything else. It's election year, try to do your best. But, I know these ladies been coming, and if y'all can do anything to help them to settle this situation between the two ladies who just spoke, please do. We will be helping.
Thank you for your comment. Are there any other citizens? If not, then we'll move on to our next item, which is our home project application. Mr. Benson, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Lauren. How are you today? Since your last board meeting, the Mississippi Home Corps has announced the availability of funding for this year's home program, which is now a revitalization program. You know, a few years ago, you've had a home project in the past, and it was funded under the Mississippi Development Authority. Mississippi Development Authority decided that they no longer wanted to be the administrative agency for this particular pot of money that comes into the state of Mississippi from HUD, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. So they gave it to the Mississippi Home Corps. The application deadline is August the 16th, which is upon us. They have a little over $2.7 million available. The maximum grant size is $500,000. So if you do some quick math, you'll realize they're not going to fund very many projects. Probably you could count them all on both hands. So it's going to be highly competitive. The program has changed dramatically. It has always been a revitalization program, but as you know it was more of a reconstruction. You know, there have to be 5 deficiencies, and in order for someone to get a new house. And those deficiencies are electrical, roof, foundation, plumbing, heating, and cooling. They don't mind spending the money on new construction, but obviously they can serve more people if they just rehab. So that seems to be the focus right now.
I was just gonna say, after this last storm, there were some people that did not have insurance, that had some severe roof damage. If we start there and see people that are already needing help,
Well, that is an option.
okay,
The rating system this year has changed a pretty good bit.
okay,
There are 7 rating factors. In fact, the application process is 2-phase now. You submit what I would refer to as a preliminary application, and you must score at least 170 out of a possible 232 points.
okay.
This is pretty much non-subjective. This is pretty much black and white. And George and I sat down and we rated your project in-house. And we can get only 110 points. We can't get you above that right now. So, you know, the bulk of that is the fact that your low to moderate income population is not allowing you to get the maximum number of points in that category. They give us a map, we identify, and you can see most of the money is going to go to the Delta. The rating factors are geared to benefit those in the Delta. So in essence, what I'm telling you right now is that we probably don't have an application for this year, but that should not stop us from working on one for next year. There's some things that have changed that I want you to keep in mind. You know, these homeowners have to own their home, clear and free. That sometimes becomes a problem. And this year, the new rating factor is they have to have lived in their house for at least 15 years. In the past, it was 12 months, and we could document that real easy. 15 years is a long time. So that's a new thing that we're going to have to look at.
Do they dig so hard, Phyllis, that I mean, when I say dig, but I'm saying like power bills and whose names and things like that? They all
Probably so. They have not had a workshop this year. They announced this maybe week before last.
It's just a big change.
It definitely is, and it sort of makes me want to think that they already know where it's going, or at least they're trying to make the application review process so hard that it definitely separates the wheat from the chaff, and it precludes a lot of people like yourselves from being able to reach out and help the citizens of Oktibbeha County. So, one of the things that we need to work on this year is developing a revitalization plan. So I want you to be thinking about people that you could possibly serve. Let us do some research to see if they're going to meet those minimum threshold requirements. George and I will be glad to sit down with you, go through these rating factors individually. There's not a lot we can do to change them. I think we're going to have to go to Jackson and change the minds of the Mississippi Home Corps, is what I think we're going to have to do, because it's in black and white, and right now you are not going to be eligible to apply.
And for a long time to come, with the regulations being as they are, it will be a long time before you can come close to competing with the Delta.
Exactly. Well, that plus, that's it. I see that you've got the census on your agenda today. It's vitally important that everybody answer the census forms correctly.
They're so bad this year though.
But somehow we've got to be able to change that
Last
map.
year.
So anyway, I apologize for being able to not give you better news this morning, but I think that we now know what the Home Corps is looking at, and that we need to do what we can to change their minds.
If anything ever comes up about safe rooms, and I'm talking about small individual, there's a daycare in Sturgis, Mississippi, that would like to just have a small room. She keeps children, a safe place,
Okay?
just one of those little small, in the ground or something. If anything ever comes available for that.
With the declaration that Oktibbeha County just received, I would keep my ears open. You do that, I'll do that.
Okay.
We'll see what we can come up with. That usually triggers the availability of those funds, so I'll look into that. Okay? Anything else?
Yeah, are you saying regardless to what the particular situation of a particular family, and their home situation, no one in Oktibbeha County can get over 110 points?
Correct. So that means City of Starkville, they might can get a few more, Maven, probably not, Sturgis, probably not. There are 7 rating factors.
And some of them are county, not particularly based on the individual, based on Oktibbeha.
Correct. And that's the minimum threshold for phase 1 of the application process. Now, in fact, phase one, they don't even want to know homeowners. So you just have to demonstrate that you can get your foot in the door by scoring 170 points. And then, once you do that, we can turn around and identify homeowners. So, but no, sir. If you have anyone that you'd like for us to meet with, if you would like to come by the office and discuss these rating factors, we'll be glad to do that. Okay? Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay.
Moving right along, Chance Clerk business, Ms. Lippman.
I have one thing, I just need a board order so that I can publish, Maryland personal property assessment law and start with everything.
Motion by Supervisor Gunn, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote the same. Motion passes unanimously.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Ms. Livingston. County Business Administration, Ms. Gary.
Payroll changes?
Payroll changes. Pleasure to vote on the payroll changes.
Move we grant the payroll change requested.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote the same. Motion passes unanimously.
We got software, data computer system software, maintenance service agreements are up for renewal. I need an order to, allow the board president to, renew these, sign these contract maintenance agreements.
It look like everything is going up.
It does every year.
Yeah. I want motion for approval.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote the same. Motion passes unanimously.
The young lady that came and talked to the board about the census at the first meeting, she had contacted me. She had talked about this complete count committee when she was here, but she failed to get the board to pass, proclamation for it, and she sent me this proclamation. I included in your packet for y'all to sign if you so desire to, have the census complete count form.
Got a motion by Supervisor Miller, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning that motion?
Yes, there's a third page to this, and, I guess we have to check on which one of these we would like to, participate in. Yeah, so it seems like all of them would be something that we'll be, interested in doing, that will make the census count more, work better. But we would have to decide on which one of those will be feasible for us to participate in.
If you, mark what y'all think y'all like to participate in and get it back to me.
So, yeah, question, and to his point is, whatever we put, we pay for the publication and all that.
Yeah, we have to pay for it.
Right.
So would we do that? I mean, I'm just asking.
Y'all can go ahead and do the proclamation if that's what y'all wanna do, and that's probably something that will come up later on.
Like you said, that was my understanding, is what you could use.
Cause it's got till next year.
Are there any more questions on the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote the same. Motion passes unanimously.
Put in your packet also the 2010 hospital bond. This is the all year on it, so this means this is the time that we've been refunded. Have been contacted by governmental consultants and, what's the company, Lindsay, what's it called?
Raymond James.
Raymond James. And, they are estimating that the gross savings if we refunded that bond is $456,000. So, and also we got that money that we've been sitting on from the beginning, that we can also pay on it at this point and get it on down. So, are y'all interested in refunding the bond?
So they always save some money.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity to save some money on that.
Motion by Supervisor Miller, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any more questions concerning that motion?
The first one that we refinanced, that was $300,000, that was the 2009 bond, okay?
Correct, Ms. Emily, correct me if I'm wrong, you said what was that for, what?
According to this, it says.
445 really what it is.
Well, I thought it was 543.
What do you say?
Well, in the gray down below.
543, it is 543.
Yeah.
I couldn't say that just.
543,
543,000.
Right.
Yeah.
which is even better.
Very much better.
Any more
And
questions?
that still don't include that 1.2 million that we.
That we, all those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote sign. Motion passed unanimously.
That's all I have.
All right, county business, any county business, committee supervisors. Supervisor Miller, you have anything from District 4? Supervisor Williams, you have anything from District 5?
We, had requests that, Mr. Pritchett do the plan for the reconstruction of the ditch in Hillbrook. And those plans have to be submitted. You don't have to actually do the work, but the plans have to be submitted. And we talked about that at the last meeting, and that we would request that Mr. Pritchett go ahead on and submit those plans, so we'll be well within the time frame of getting that project completed. And I don't know where we at, whether or not we'll receive those plans from Mr. Pritchett yet.
I'll talk to him today whenever, we're supposed to meet over, as a matter of fact, you may wanna come with us to this meeting, for MSU as well. You and I'll talk about that as well.
Okay.
But we'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, so as long as we get those plans completed, we can get that funded within the, within the Stone project. I'm gonna ask the board for permission to do some, bush hogging on the roadside of the intersection of Williams and Old 25. And that is because of the, visibility, situation, so we have clear visibility on the, that'll be on the north side of, that particular intersection.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote sign. Motion passed unanimously. Anything else, Supervisor Williams?
Don't have anything else to think about.
Supervisor Howard, anything out of District 3?
Not really, I just, our attorney just alluded to the fact that he's meeting with, and I guess he'll bring us that information back. I guess just, our recess meeting is 6 p.m., I thought we meet at 5:30.
Yeah, but the last I got from him was 6.
From who?
From the other parties involved, it'll be some other additional
Okay,
parties.
okay, I got you. Sounds good, I just noticed that was.
It will be here at the
In the
courthouse.
main courthouse.
Okay.
Main courtroom, main courtroom.
Can we discuss anything other than that? I mean, I've gotta get with Clyde today on, I guess, what we brought up last meeting. He said he wouldn't have anything until maybe even next week, but we can handle it next meeting.
Will it be a board meeting, so we just have to handle
I
the
will
business.
be at that particular meeting on the 18th. I haven't got scheduled already.
I tried to get it changed.
I know. And I asked Joe Max at Rotary, could we change it? And he said, because there were so many people who couldn't. I did wanna mention real quick about, Courthouse Road and the light situation. I got an email that they were still waiting on the Rex to be programmed into the system so they could look at it. And now they have, and so now the engineers are researching what would be the best option for that intersection. So I just wanted to follow up on that. And then I did wanna say, do we wanna do something for maybe Miss Dorothy Isaac? How would y'all feel about doing something for her?
I would like to.
That's it too. I mean, the last thing that she brought to the board was the ADA compliant store down in the courthouse. She was always bringing something to us that was vital even through the changes in her life, so I think we maybe need to do something to honor her.
Got a motion by Supervisor Miller, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the public vote sign. Motion passes unanimously. So I'm assuming we want to draft a resolution of respect, and then if you all want to, we can invite a family member in, or you guys can deliver it to her. however y'all wanna do it.
Is her son still living in that?
She has a nephew.
I mean, her nephew living in that house? I meant nephew.
She got a brother too. I was at the funeral when he was there.
I'm glad that you brought that up, and I'm just always wondering, how can we speed up the resolution process when someone is deceased? Most of the time, we have to bring it to the board for approval. But we have other individuals who present resolutions, and some should come from the county, but we don't get a chance to present those resolutions at the beginning. So maybe we could have a standing resolution, something that we just maybe pencil in names and something like that, but we could have something.
I could come up with a form that you could, we could just leave up here, and you could plug the information in, and it could be sent to me, and that would speed us up to the next time we come, I could have it ready. That might be actually a brilliant idea.
Right. And, yeah, good.
Supervisor? Okay, everything?
Two things. We did get a letter, from Attorney Brown dealing with Sturgis. We remember last board meeting, we are gonna start paying the bill for the lighting. He has asked us to consider, there was to reimburse the town of Sturgis for past bills that the town of Sturgis has been paying. And I don't know whether that letter was intended to be in, since the beginning of, they've had the light on, or when that is. But I told him that I would present this to the board and ask for some direction from y'all. We are paying it from this point forward, but the request was to pay it or reimburse the town for past, and that's entirely up to this board as to how you want to proceed with that.
Well, from my understanding, after some research, we were in fact paying on, for Maven, they thought we were paying Maven, but we were in fact paying what is owned by the county up there. I don't have a problem with paying going forward, but I don't think the board needs to back up and pay what they paid in the past.
I think the concern, of course, comes from a small community, just, looking for their resources. $95 a month to them is a substantial amount of money. So I would say if we could come to some small amount, maybe back it up until, they're very limited. We've had to, help fund their library this year, to keep it open. And so, if we could come to some agreement where we could just give them something in return, maybe it was just the start of January. First of January,
And there's ways that y'all can do this that
Can I say something? That whole thing belongs to County Fire. County Fire. We give the town of Maven $14,000 a year for county fire expenses. So just keep that in mind. Because we give them money to provide that thing down there.
What do we give the town of Sturgis?
Yes, 14,000.
We said maybe.
We give Maven.
Maven and
also.
Okay.
Yeah, we've given Sturgis 14,000 for many years.
So that line item is supposed to be coming out of the county.
Yes, and it's for the county, yes, it comes out of the county. Volunteer fire department budget, we're sending money down there to them for county fire expenses, and that is a county fire repeater, county fire OD. Except for, I think, a little bit of equipment, I understand at one point belonged to MSU.
with your permission, I'll talk to Attorney Brown and basically ask him what his thought process is, and then bring it back to the board, let y'all. But I didn't want to bring it up to y'all and let you know that they've asked. One other thing, I do have a meeting today at 3 o'clock at Lee Hall with Dr. Keenum and Cook, and I think their engineer, discussing some of the blackjack, funding issues that we've been dealing with. I would would love for one of my supervisors to go with me so that I have a little bit of backup from my board in our discussions. It shouldn't be anything this should be a partnership in terms of what we're discussing and how we're gonna approach this. I don't suggest to you it's gonna be anything other than us sitting down and having a good conversation about how we should proceed. But, if one of our members would like to come with me, I'm staring at one that I think might be interested, but I don't wanna put anybody on the spot. But if you'd like to come at 3 o'clock, I'd love to have you.
Do we understand the guidelines related to that funding process?
The funding process.
Go deeper into that, but I just want to know whether they understand.
They understand that we are not happy with how it's being paid for at this point. They do understand that part of it. I think they have a position that they want to let us know, but I think the bottom line for both of us is that we just wanna make sure we have enough money to finish the project, and that's kind of the big issue for both of us. So I think the end game for both sides is the same. It's just a matter of how we get to that end game and make certain that we have the funds available to finish the project. So I think that would be the way we think of this.
I would be interested in attending, but I think too, our county administrator should also be in that attendance also. I'm gonna recommend that, generally, if you would, sit in on that meeting, please.
Well, seems like that's plenty. So if anything else comes before the board before we proceed to recess? If not, let's get a motion second to recess until Thursday.
Right quick, you were to meet, I think, with the city of Starkville and the mayor about that. Did you?
I've talked with them. I think that I hate to put it this way, but you ever seen a chicken get its head cut off and it run around without its head? That's kind of what this whole situation has looked like since we got started on it. I'll talk with her again and find out what their resolution on their side of it is. But I haven't heard back from her, and it's been a week or so since I've talked with them, so.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, since we haven't got a motion to adjourn.
No, we still don't.
When will you give us an update on the Black Tap Road situation? I'd like to see all that project come to fruition at the same time.
The hope is today we'll get a little bit of information in terms of what's gonna happen with part of it. Chris Latimer and I are supposed to talk Wednesday or Thursday of this week, and I should have some information, and we maybe even talk about acres. Well, I think we're talking about, are we talking about Pleasant Acres or Blackjack?
Yeah.
We were supposed to meet Thursday.
Easement agreement.
Let me talk with him, and we should be able to have at least a general discussion about it on Thursday. That is our next meeting, right?
Right, Thursday, 6 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Now let's get a motion second to recess. If there is a motion by Supervisor McDermott, second by Supervisor Miller. All those in favor, let you know by the pro vote sign. Motion passed unanimously. Y'all have a great day.